Okay, I'll be starting now. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests.
Good evening.
Welcome to Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Today is the beginning of a new term in our club, a beginning filled with hope, excitement, and positivity. Before we proceed with the meeting, I have two requests. Firstly, kindly mute your microphones and unmute only when it's required. And secondly, please avoid speaking on topics related to sex, politics, and religion. Thank you. We all have the urge to do something different. We have brilliant ideas, but usually they lie dormant. Very few act upon it because they understand that the ability to create a change is by first creating a change within themselves, within oneself, innovation of oneself, innovation for our belief system. And as the theme of the day says, improvement begins with I. It is so important to realize and understand that if we want to make a difference, we must first make a difference to ourselves. By doing so, we are not only changing our circumstances, but we also bring the ability to make a change in others too. Amongst us, we have someone who, like many of us, have battled, who, like many of us, who, like many of us, has battled with many thoughts and ideas. But unlike many, he did not let them lie dormant. He decided to act on them. One day, 4.5 years back, he decided to take that leap of improvement for himself. He joined Bangalore Toastmasters Club. And that one step created a revolution for many others. He battled and got rid of his fears of failure and rejection, his fears of lack of confidence to present and speak among people. And today he is considered as a profound and proficient speaker by many. And just not that, by realizing and knowing the importance of improving oneself can lead to greater things, he has spread his wings by mentoring and coaching many clubs like BMC Software, Rockwell Automation Software, Rockwell Automation Toastmasters Club, and many other. Under his mentorship, he has got these clubs into great heights. For example, Rockwell Automation Club has just become a distinguished club. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our new president, Ayyappa.
Whoa.
Thank you, Priyanka, for that profound introduction. Thank you so much. My dear fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant evening to each and every one of you. Before I start the meeting, I request our secretary, Toastmaster Mahesh, to present the minutes of the last meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Mahesh.
Thank you, Ayyappa. Good evening, everyone. The meeting number 1223 was posted yesterday, that is 2nd of July 2020. I did not get any feedback for the changes. There were few wow moments. We had PM Varsha, who inducted 3 new members, Vishal, Pavitra, and Akhilesh. Welcome to all 3. We also had scintillating keynote speaker, Deepak Justin, also called as DJ, who had a lovely speech And we had 43 members and 33 guests participating. And finally, the awards for the best role taker was Vijay Anand, best speaker was Satvik Shetty, and best evaluator was Somashekar. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahesh. Is there any comments, feedbacks on our MOM? If there are no comments, I declare the minutes passed. I declare the meeting number 1224 open. So we have some guests here. On behalf of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club, I welcome each and every one of you to to our meeting today. Today's theme reminds me of a story of a little boy. This boy was born and brought up in a middle-class family. But in the word middle class, the middle was just shaking. His childhood was completely shattered. Every day of his life, he would find it demon. You name it, the little boy had it when he grew up. He was scared of death, else he would have ended his life long time. This led him to become a shy and introvert boy.
Aida.
Hello. This led him to become a shy and a kind of introvert boy. He did not have any dreams of aspirations till he completed his education. Absolutely no peace at home. At times he would think, why at all the nature introduced something called night? Because of the family atmosphere. Night means a kind of nightmare for him. Later, he completes his education and comes to Bangalore to take up a job. Because of the trauma he experienced in his childhood, the kind of inferiority complex started, it's sinking in his life. One point of time, it has become such that the problem was so bigger in front of him and he became very, very small. You want to know who this guy is? Yes, it's myself. Later, I started attending so many workshops to come out of this problem. But it was not at all helping to me. Just I was wasting my money. In one of the workshops I attended, I realized we're all the products of the past, but we don't have to be the prisoners of the same. This literally hit my blind spot. I realized that if I want to move up in my life, I have to change. As our theme rightly said, self-improvement begins with I. Negative conversations, feeling ill about others, thinking about the past, complaining, chasing success, chasing happiness, just saps our energy. If you want to live a life of sublime joy, start your life afresh. Be the change you want to see in others. However bad the person is, appreciate his good qualities. Or maybe look at him as a fresh human being. Focus on good things in life, be innovative, be creative. You will find better version of your everyday. That moment is truly the epitome of joy. Now to take this joy forward, we have an important person amongst us. I'm going to introduce this gentleman. He has been a Toastmaster for more than 5 years. Not just as a member, but has been a part of the committee on 3 terms. A very helpful and very friendly person. He works with WeWork as a sales lead. Please join me welcoming the Toastmaster of the day or MC of this evening, Toastmaster Karunakar Dev.
Thank you so much, Ayyappa. It is the first meeting of the new committee, and the president was solid in his address. So big congratulations to you, President Ayyappa. Put your hands up for him, please. Now, I see this theme in a bit different way. The recent migrant crisis reminded me of an incident which happened about 15 years ago. I was to rush to New Delhi for a family emergency. At that point in time, I barely had money for one sleeper class ticket from Bangalore to Delhi. And since I had to leave in a hurry, I had to stay overnight at a Tatkal ticket counter. Even then, I didn't get lucky. I was waitlisted. That means I got a ticket the following day, but the ticket was off waiting list. Now, for the people who have traveled in train, in sleeper class, you would understand that if your ticket doesn't get confirmed, you are left with no option but to be in an unreserved bogie, that is a general bogie. But to think of traveling 2 days in an unreserved class bogie was completely frightening. And somehow, with great amount of fear in my mind, I got into the train. The first few hours were a complete nightmare. My body was completely numb. I could barely breathe. Then I managed to hold the strap hanger. I was finally able to stand on both feet. I was happy standing on my feet properly. I thought I wouldn't mind if I spend the rest of my train journey in this way. I was standing for 5-6 hours. Then somebody got down at Raichur station at around 2:30 in the midnight, which got me a little space to sit. Then I had my arms free, good leg room, and slowly I spent time sitting in a small place until I reached the Bhopal station on the following day. On Bhopal station, I managed to sit completely. I could actually have my arms free. And guess what? I got a window seat. Now that felt like a dream. All my pain and sorrows disappeared into thin air. I felt like nothing bad had happened at all to me. Now, if you observe, there was a constant improvement in my state since the time I got into this crowded, unreserved class bogie. It was a constant improvement. I wasn't able to stand initially. Then I got some place to stand. Then I got some place to sit. Then I got some place to sit comfortably. And then I'm at my window seat. So if you really look at a large scale, human beings in general are progressive in nature. We are doing better than what we did 5 years ago. So improvement is something which comes naturally to us. I'm joined by close to 65 people right now in the meeting today. And we all have started our journey in Toastmaster seeking improvement. And on individual level, we are much better in public speaking than we were a year ago. But to improve in the right direction, we need to have right people among us. We need to have right people around us. We have family members, we have our parents. Likewise, we have mentors at Toastmasters. And now I see so many guests also in our meeting. We have VP Education, whom the guest can reach out to for any information about it. So to all the guests and new members, if you really understand, we have inspiration around us who would guide us to improve in our daily life. And to the guests, one of the greatest inspiration and the driving force towards improvement at public speaking is the founder of Toastmasters International, Dr. Ralph Chestnut Smedley, who founded Toastmasters on 22nd of October 1924 in Santa Ana, California. Now today, Toastmasters serves around 5 lakh members in over 16,000 plus clubs around the world. Our typical Toastmaster session consists of 3 sections. The first section is prepared speech. Toastmasters recently have introduced pathways, and it is designed to help you build your skill. You need to communicate and lead. The second section is table topic, wherein anyone from the audience of 65 people could be picked up on the stage, or rather here, and given 2 minutes of time to speak about. And it is all impromptu. And then we have evaluation. Now, every single role taker in this evening would be evaluated by a seasoned Toastmaster. And today we have someone who is clearly regarded as one of the biggest pillars of the Toastmasters fraternity internationally. He is a distinguished Toastmaster, and he is supremely intelligent individual and ever so helpful with everything which we do. So I request Toastmaster Rasdeep Manwani to please read out your role or spell out your role.
Thank you so much, Karnakar. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, clearly.
Thank you so much, Karnakar. I would have known you introduced me so well. I would have put on my speakers because my wife is in the background. She would have heard what you said, pillar and all. She thinks to me to be just a filler. So thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. As a general evaluator, I will be evaluating this entire meeting, keeping an eye on how the meeting is conducted. The word evaluation, evolution come from the same Greek root, evolve, which means to grow up. So as we go in this meeting, we have to grow in our stature, in our public speaking, and in our leadership. So let's see how we can improve, because improvement begins with I. And for me today, to help in this improvement journey, I have 4 definite people who are the 4 pillars of the evaluation. They are the timer, the R counter, the grammarian, and the listener. To explain their roles, I'll call them one by one. As the timekeeper, I have Maitresh, who's a very enthusiastic engineering graduate. He's just going to graduate now. So Maitresh, could you explain your role?
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear friends. A time has come where we pick our vehicle keys, our wallet, and even our sanitizer. But when we forget a mask, we come back and pick it. A time has come where we don't know the difference between a Sunday or a Monday. A time has come where we are waiting, where we wanted to spend the time with the family, and now we can do it. A time has really come to know how sensitive the life is. Yes, now is a situation where we can tell that time is not just money, time is life. So in order to take care and track down such precious entity that you cannot limit with the value, I am your time manager who will be taking care and tracking down this meeting from the starting of the meeting till the end of the meeting, and will be tracking down the time taken by each speaker, evaluator, and the Toastmasters during the table topics. Today, all the speeches will be between 5 minutes to 7 minutes, and to give a alert, I will be using this since making the sound. Was it audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so at 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and 7 minutes, I'll be giving the alarm in the same way. And the maximum time that can be taken by each speaker would be 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Minimum is 4 minutes. And for table topics for the members will be for 1.5 minutes, while for the guests, it will be for 1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you, Maitresh. Didn't I tell you you're enthusiastic? This is the longest time I've seen a timekeeper give an explanation for the role. So keep it up, Maitresh, but don't do it at the end like this. As our R counter, we have Venkat Nipani, who's an engineer at Accenture. Again, a very, very enthusiastic Toastmaster and a young budding person. So please, Venkat, could you explain your role?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rasdeep. Good evening, everyone. My name is Venkat Nipani. Today, my role is of R counter. The job of R counter is to identify the words and sound that are used as crutch and pause fillers by the speakers. Crutch words like but, actually, you know, I know. Fillers would be something like and I will also make a note of any repeated words speakers have used in their speeches, and also will make a note of any long and short pauses. At the end of the session, once G calls me, I will present my report where I will capture number of times these expressions are used. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful explanation of the role. The next is the grammarian. And as the grammarian, we have a very, very profound and well-spoken Toastmaster, the business development manager at a new startup, Sabri Shankar.
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv Manwani, for that kind introduction. So as a grammarian, I have two sides to me, right? The first side, if you know the difference between effect with an A and effect with an E, then I am your fan and I'm going to celebrate you. But if you point at your dog and say, lay down, but not lie down, then I'm going to be a grammar Nazi. So I'm going to keep track of both the good usages and also the bad usages. And at the end of the meeting today, I will give you my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Shabri Shankar. I just told my son to lay down because he was using his mobile too much. I don't hope you don't assassinate me. Thank you so much, Shabri. And as the listener, we have the past VP membership, the previous sergeant at arms, an amazing lady who's been making waves throughout the Toastmaster fraternity, Varsha. Okay, that was the introduction to Varsha. That's the background music which brings her on. Okay. Tell me, Varsha.
Yes. Namaskar, Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Varsha. I'll be playing two distinct roles today. Number one, I'm going to be a listener. I'll be listening through the meeting, but I'll come back as a quiz master, asking you a couple of interesting questions and thereby urge you all to pay utmost attention through the meeting. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Shabri Shankar had two sides. You have two roles. I don't know if anything is brewing, but Karunakar is only one. So we'll ask Karunakar to continue the meeting, and I'll be back at the end of the meeting. Karunakar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajdeep. Now the time has finally come to have the first speaker in the new term. The first speaker is attempting the second speech of level 1 presentation mastery. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Srini Babu, who is the current area director of Area B1, to read out the speech guidelines.
Thank you, Karunakar. Today, my target speaker attempting level 1 P2 from presentation mastery. The purpose of this project for the member to review the basic research methods and present a well-organized speech and well-researched speech on any topic. All the best to the speaker. Over to you, Vimal.
Great. Toastmaster Alok Simha is the mentor of this speaker. This speaker is an engineering student who's having the time of his life because he loves doing, he's doing what he loves to do. He loves playing video games and doing programming. So this lockdown has turned out to be a boon for him. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Toastmaster Hamdan with his speech title, Anime. Put your hands up for him, please.
Hello, hello. Am I audible?
You are. Go on.
Am I visible?
Completely.
Okay, then let's start. We all love to see cartoons. I believe there's not a single person here who has never seen a cartoon. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when I use the word cartoon? It is just for kids. It is nothing more than a fantasy. Well, what if I tell you that there exists cartoons which is meant for grown-ups? What if I also tell you that there exist cartoons which actually have influenced the lives of a lot of people? Well, let's talk about such cartoons today. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. When I was a kid, I used to spend a lot of time while watching Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, then Disney Channel, and a lot of others like etc. etc. And I used to love a lot of cartoons like Tom and Jerry, Ben 10, Chhota Bheem, and a lot of others. But there was one cartoon named Dragon Ball Z, which was my all-time favorite. I loved this show so much so that I loved it so much so that even after changing my taste from cartoons to movies and TV series, I never gave up on this show. And honestly, now currently I am in my second sem of engineering and I still watch this show sometimes. I thought it was a bit peculiar for me to watch a cartoon being a teenager. But later I found out that people who were a decade older than me were diehard fans of this show. So what was so special about this cartoon? Well, firstly, I found out that this was not just an ordinary cartoon. It was something known as anime. So what exactly is this anime? Well, it's just the Japanese word for animation. In a simple sense, you can consider anime to be just Japanese cartoon. But in a more complex sense, as people say, anime is Japanese cartoon that ranges from childish cartoons to more of adult-themed cartoons. So the history of anime goes back to the beginning of 20th century, but it was only until 1945 when a young aspiring artist named Osamu Tezuka became a cartoonist. He was a fanatical fan of Walt Disney's early animations, and this person drew lots of manga. So manga are basically comic book counterparts of anime. This person was not fair, like this person drew so many manga, but it was not until his ultimate work named Astro Boy that he achieved success, and he was known as the father of manga and anime, as he inspired a lot of people to create their own manga and anime. Today in Japan, believe me, you can find 75,000 plus manga series and more than 10,000 anime. I believe that's a huge number. Anime has influenced Japanese culture so much that you can literally find anime themed goodies, anime themed snacks, video games, cosplay. You can even find advertisements with including popular anime characters. You can also find statues, then landmarks and other sites dedicated entirely to anime characters. That is something which we cannot find outside Japan. As time passed, this culture slowly started spreading to the Western world, and today you can find more than 10,000, you can find more than 100 animes with dubbed in various languages throughout the world. This culture has turned out to be a huge fandom, and this has become a multi-billion-dollar franchise. So the question now arises, what is so special about anime? Well, firstly, any story based on any genre, whether it's fiction or not, can be easily represented in an animated format. There have been actually attempts of making live adaptations of anime, but all of them turn out to be a failure. It proves that live adaptations could never represent the stories represented in anime. Secondly, the design of anime characters was the art style of anime. The art style used in anime was really amazing. Let me show you an example of these anime characters. Like, you can see these characters having amazing sporty big eyes. Then you have this funny hairstyles. You also have anime characters with very funny voices which are too good to hear. And yeah, that's what. And lastly, let us talk about animes like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, then One Piece, Kimetsu no Yaiba, My Hero Academia. All those animes seems to have inspired a lot of today's year. And also, these anime have themes have depicted certain themes so brilliantly that they seem to have already surpassed realistic television. And yeah, that's what. They have surpassed realistic television, and that's the way anime can be considered to be popular currently in the entire world. So that's all I can say about this innovative and fascinating cartoons. So what is gonna be your idea of making the next anime? Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Hamdan. And to all the viewers, to everyone who is a participant here, I have something to give you. It is virtually, but trust me, it is something which is actually going to help you really too much right now. One is that you all are getting license to thrill. That means at the end of every speaker, you have 5 seconds of time to unmute yourself and clap for the speaker or scream your lungs out. Done deal?
Yes.
Yes. So remember, after the end of every speaker, you have 5 seconds of time in which you want to scream, shout, clap, or everything for the benefit of the speaker.
Wonderful.
Nice. Now, the second speaker is attempting the first project, Understanding Your Leadership Style, from level 2 of Dynamic Leadership Path. He is to be evaluated by Toastmaster Teresa. A quick fun fact about the Toastmaster Teresa, she is a member of Speech Studio and Talk Magic Toastmasters as well. So Toastmaster Teresa, here you go.
Good evening, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's speaker, as the Toastmaster of the day said, he is delivering a first project from Understanding Your Leadership Styles from level 2 of Dynamic Leadership. Objectives. The first purpose of this project is for the member to identify his primary leadership style. The second purpose is for the member to share some aspect of his primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Timer, please note time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. Wish you all the best, Toastmaster, the speaker. Over to you.
Thank you, Teresa. Remember, Toastmasters, 5 seconds at the end of the speaker. Now, Toastmaster Vivek Vijayan is a mentor of this speaker. This speaker is from the city of Pav Bhaji and Vada Pav. A little fun fact about him, which is known to his family members and I, that's it, and no one else. And the fun fact is, this Toastmaster had almost flunked in 9th grade, but he impressed the right set of people to get him over the line. And today, he is one of those guys who have stocked up big money in the middle of a pandemic to have his company stay afloat. In other words, he is the CFO of a leading renewable energy firm. Presenting you Toastmaster Mahesh Shankar with his speech title, Am I a Born Leader? Am I a Born Leader? Toastmaster Mahesh Shankar.
Thank you. Can you all hear me?
Very clearly.
Okay. And have you ever wondered you are a leader? You will be happy to know there is a leader in all of us. And surprisingly, the leadership shows when we are as a kid. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. When I was age 12, I happened to go to my aunt's place. And fortunately, at that time, there was a fun fair with a lot of games and fun. I visited each and every stalls, understood the nuances and the various procedures. And something brilliant idea struck my mind. I came back home. I shared my ideas with my friends. I said, we don't have enough money. Neither our parents gave us anything for us to buy all the play equipments. Why can't we create a fun fair, collect money and use it? Since I knew all the nuances, of course, I was the leader and I spearheaded the entire event. My friends supported me. We had from children to the middle-aged adults and also even the teens who participated. We made enough money. And with that, we bought all kind of equipments, right from cricket set, badminton set. We also created a badminton court out over there. Not only this, my cousin happened to hear this success and they invited me to their apartment, asking me to create a similar kind of a event, which I did, and this was double success. And based on this particular speech, I happened to give the assessment. And when I gave this assessment, you know what was my first style of speech? It was none other than innovative style. The innovation differentiates between the leader and the follower, says Steve Jobs. And it's not only one kind of a leadership style. We can have many. So I would like to share one more leadership style, which is just as recent in my current organization. And I would like you all to guess what could be that leadership style. This is about an office environment where I have a third party who provides us an accounting services. So we have 2 dedicated people sitting out of our office. And they were reporting to one of my team members. So here goes. The person, Neeraj, who is the manager for the third party, he comes and tells me, Mahesh, I have a difficulty in getting things out of my team members. They are willing to work, but then they are scared with your subordinate who is pressurizing them, and they are not able to do a due justice to the kind of work they need to do. There are a lot of complaints, escalations, and time missing on the timelines. I need your help. How do we come away with it? I told him, Neeraj, you just need to tell them, be open and connect with me, and the rest I will do it. After a couple of weeks, he came back. Mahesh, the things have completely changed out. What exactly have you done? I said, the subordinate who was reporting to me, I gave him an independent assignment so that he doesn't get involved with these two people and he can directly work with my HQ. Whereas those two independent executives, they started directly working with me. They shared all the challenges, the problems they are facing and how they can overcome. I gave them all the simple tips which could help them to overcome that fear, and they could connect with all the various stakeholders. And believe me, after a few quarters, the same two people have been applauded by everyone in the organization. We have also received the Best Team Award for the last quarter. So, can you all guess what could be this kind of a leadership style? It's an affiliative leadership style. So let me try to summarize between these two, which I will just share. So the innovative leadership style talks about sharing the vision, creating new ideas, promoting respect for the team players, and there is always a collaborative conversation. It's also effective in solving complex problems. As you all and we agree that children never move, think, or speak in a straight line. Neither does imagination and creativity. And when it comes to affiliative leadership, it talks about promoting positivity, a harmonious workplace, and a team building. And it always focuses on conflict resolution. So each one of us have some kind of a leadership style. It is for us to awaken and see as a child what kind of a leadership we have. And of course, apart from that, we do have other leadership style, which you can always embark on. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Wow, great, Mahesh. It was very nice.
8 seconds, but keep it going. Very well done, Mahesh.
Very well done, Mahesh.
Great. Now the next speaker is presenting the first speech from the Leadership Development Project under Understanding Your Leadership Style. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Shaji, to please give us the guidelines. Toastmaster Shaji, do we have you here?
Hi, good evening, Toastmasters. Am I audible?
You
are. Yes, you are.
Thank you. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles and share some of the aspects of his primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. I wish all the best to the speaker.
Fantastic. Now, this speaker is mentored by Toastmaster Somashekar. He is a finance professional working with an investment firm. He loves to read books and turns into a cartoonist in his free time. His speech title, 1% Improvement. 1% Improvement. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Nikhil Singhal.
Today, I'm going to share an interesting story with you all, a story about leadership and a small improvement. The most difficult cycle race of the world is 25 days and 3,500 kilometers long. It requires cycling at hills and uneven roads. The race tests the strength and endurance of the cyclist's body each and every day. Tour de France gets organized every year in France and nearby states. This tournament is tough because if you want to win the tournament, you have to win every day. The cyclist has to perform their best in spite of getting tired, hurt, or injured. In 2010, Dave Brailsford got the challenge to make British team a winner of this tournament. And this challenge was tough because in past 100 years, no British team has ever won this tournament. In fact, their performance was so bad that no one was ready to give them their cycle because it was affecting the brand images of the company. Now, Dave was the managing director of the company managing director of the team in 2010. Every eye was on Dave to see what the Dave will do to make British team a winner. Dave Brailsford was getting a lot of suggestions from the experienced coaches around the world, but Dave's philosophy was very simple. His leadership style was unique as compared to the other leaders. He believed in the concept of small changes. Small and tiny changes can bring a major improvement in the life if followed properly. His theory was aggregation of marginal gain. Whatever technology, coaching is being using in the cycling, just divide that into several small parts and bring tiny changes in each and every part. He told his team to give their 1% extra in whatever they were doing. The team response was, we are already giving our 100%. How can we improve it more? Then the Dave challenged the team to give their 101%. Dave went back and checked each and every thing about the team, even the diet, what the team was taking. He measured diet so minutely that even though he measured what amount of milligram salt they were eating every day. From there to the design of cycle, to the coaching style, to the timing, everything he measured in detail and tried to bring tiny changes in each and every part of the coaching. The changes were so small, like rubbing of alcohol on the tire of the cycle to make it rough, checking the fabric of the cyclist to make them friction-free, fabric of the cyclist clothing to make them friction-free. Third one was give electric heated shot to the cyclist to maintain their thigh temperature. And with all these changes, the British team completed their race in a record time. There was no major changes has been brought into the coaching and the training program. Only the mentality of the cyclist has been changed. Now they are bringing tiny, small changes every day in their program. They were looking at changes which no other big team even focusing, even though the team changed their way of sleeping so that they don't get muscle twitching and muscle irritation. They even learn how to wash their hands again so that they can avoid the common infection, cold, flu, etc. Dave was so happy with the performance of the team that he thought the team will win the Tour de France tournament in next 5 years, but he was completely wrong. Team won the tournament in next 3 years itself. British team was the winner of 2012 and 2013 tournament. It's rightly said, as though we have various style of leadership. The Dave style was different. He believed in a concept of tiny changes. You see this graph here. 1% tiny change bring every time can make us 37.78% better. And at the same time, if we are not bringing any change, it is making us worse. So it's very important to bring a change in the life or in the work you do every day. It might seem a small initially. These small changes cannot make a big difference, but put together collectively, they're gonna give you unbelievable result. If I talk about what is my leadership style, I believe my leadership style is what's same equivalent to what the Dave Brailsford follow. I'm also fond of doing small changes and taking first step initially. Whenever you want to do big thing, you always think you need a bigger changes in life. No. As we rightly said, improvement start with I. You have to just take the first step and things will start following. I did some small changes recently like putting my phone upside down to avoid distraction, start not to look at my phone at first thing in the morning and last thing in the night so I can have a peaceful sleep. Start reading books. Sometimes it's just one line, but I do it regularly to make a habit. Sometimes it's just one page, no matter, but a habit is more important. Fourth, I started thinking about good things happening to me every day while sleeping. So it gives my mind a good aura to sleep. So I don't sleep in a tension and think about a lot of things. The same way, whenever I'm in office and when I'm working with my colleague, I always tell them, go slow. You don't know how to do, just start it. As in when you start doing things, you understand the flow of the thing. You cannot wait to imagine the whole project as such. You have to start working and the project will start developing as and when the time will be right. That's how the perfect leadership style is. So I'll urge everyone, never wait for a big moment or a big change in life. Start tiny, tiny, small changes and you will be there. Thank you, everyone.
Great message, Nikhil.
Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Clearly a great testimony of right leadership and right habits to inculcate. Now, the final speaker of the day is presenting the first speech of level 2, understanding your communication style and the motivational strategies path. This speaker is evaluated by someone who has recently been crowned as a distinguished Toastmaster. For the ones and the guests who doesn't know, it is the pinnacle of the Toastmasters. Toastmaster Prakash Tamankar, over to you to read out the guidelines.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose of this speech, understanding your communication style, is for the speaker to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. Also, the speaker is to share the impact of his or her style on others. Timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish the speaker all the best. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Karunakar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prakash. Now, I have attended a few meetings in the last term. One thing which was common in all those meetings is that this Toastmaster won the best table topic speaker in all those things. And she has rendered her testimony time and again in impromptu speaking. Presenting you Toastmaster Surekha with a speech title, Tune Up the Melody, Tune Down the Drama. Tune up the melody, tune down the drama. Put your hands up for her, please, everyone.
Thank you. Can you hear me, Karunakar?
Loud and clear. Go on.
Okay. So as water reflects our face, communication reflects our heart. We all have our unique communication styles, don't we? Basically, there are 4 main styles. They are the direct, the initiative, the supportive, and the analytical. Now, can we all make a wild guess as to which one would be mine? Wait. Let me make your job a lot easier by telling you this personal story. So, here goes my story. My little COVID-terrified 8-year-old granddaughter came up to me and said, Amma, are we all going to die? That's when I sat her down and said to her, do you know why we put on the seatbelt in the car? Do you know why we lock the front door of our home? It is to keep ourselves safe, isn't it? Right now, there are many bad germs out there. But the good thing about those germs is that they don't live very long. So while we stay safe indoors, we are letting them die outdoors. And then we picked up this amazing song. And just as we have a speechcraft at Bangalore Toastmasters Club, I engaged her in a songcraft at our home Song Masters Club. And the song went on like this. My immune buddies are beating the hell out of those COVID baddies. My Spider-Man squaddies are making those happy antibodies. I've launched those rocket bombers that are dropping those corona blasters. My cleanup crew is making my cells new. Life is such fun because my armies have won. This song became little Sia's daily workout in her mind gym. It strengthened her mental muscles of courage and confidence. She now learned to place her fears under her feet and royally stamped upon them as she happily ran about with that winning smile on her face. So my friends, allow me to uncover the mystery of my communication style. And as you all would have rightly guessed, it is indeed a blend between the initiating and the supportive styles. Through initiation, I was able to have a friendly, motivating, and a facilitating chat with my little angel. And by being supportive, I was able to engage her in that songcraft that helped her make the gentle transition from nursing an emotional blister into becoming an emotional booster. She then emerged as the confident pilot of her inner skies. I volunteer as a counselor. And once I had the privilege to counsel Viraj, a brilliant executive who suffered from low self-esteem. He always allowed his colleagues to take credit for most of his innovative ideas. He helplessly watched this daylight robbery. And though outwardly he appeared cheerful, inwardly he felt pained and powerless about it. He kept on saying to himself, "Life sucks." I knew it was not his life, but his thinking that sucked. He had the knowledge and the skill. He did not have the self-esteem. And why was this so? This was because his father had repeatedly said to him, "Look at your brilliant brother. You'll never ever be smart enough like him." This low self-esteem that was created by his father's harsh words was like a gravitational pull that prevented him from rising. As I listened to him compassionately, he began to share all of his pain without feeling judged or compared. Slowly and steadily, I encouraged him to say to himself, "Well, my father has an opinion of me, and his opinion of me is something he's very much entitled to have. But it does not define who I am. Who I am is defined by the way I choose to lead my life. I will not give anybody the permission to decide how I will feel about myself." He became more assertive and self-directed. And one glorious day, he was able to declare, "Entitled to be successful and happy. I now feel competent to handle my challenges. I now feel worthy as a human being." He now had an emotional surplus, which he could in building himself back again. And just like today's theme, his improvement did really begin with the letter I. So if anyone stole his ideas, he learned to say to them with confidence, "That idea belongs to me. I would prefer if you said something that truly belonged to you." And whenever his father was rude to him, he learned to say to his father, making direct eye contact, "Appa, I would prefer if you would speak to me more respectfully." He stopped handing the controls of his life to his father, to his colleagues, or to anyone out there. And that's why his comeback was bigger and better than his setback. That's the power of supportive communication. We have all been endowed with this most magical thing on earth, our very own brain. But the tragedy is that most of us, most of the people haven't even read the user's manual. I strongly believe that through initiating and supportive communication, we could help them to get in touch with their keyboard. And then we could empower them to keep their fingers firmly pressed on the keys of self-respect, self-confidence, self-belief, and self-esteem. Come, my friends, let's make that our magnificent obsession. And as you would all agree, I do hope so, that you would all agree that I will always communicate in a supportive manner and make it fun with an initiative style. And as the famous saying goes, I am careful about the words I say, and so I keep them soft and sweet. For I know not from day to day which ones I may have to eat. Over to Chair.
Super, Surekha, fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Surekha, it
Thank
seems so effortless. I wish I could do half of what you've been doing in your
Thank you so much.
Well, moving on, we have a couple of announcements. One for all the members, please display your real name so that the secretary gets to know who's attending, and we also get to know if somebody's spying on our meetings or not. Second, to all the guests here, we have the VP Education has sent a form which you need to submit. So please do the needful. Now, moving on, we have the second session and one of the most exciting sessions of Toastmasters. It is table topics. How many of you are excited? Let me hear it from you all. Unmute and yeah.
Yes, very much.
Yay.
Lovely. Lovely. And to present this session, we have one person whom I've been seeing for a long duration of time. I have been knowing him for about 5 years in Toastmasters. He has grown tremendously, not in terms of height, but in terms of public speaking skills. And presenting you Toastmaster Ankit Kumar. Put your hands up for him, please, loudly.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Karunakar. Thank you for taking your introduction to greater heights. On that note, let me welcome all of you to the first table topic session of the new term. I have tried to make the topics as interesting as possible. So just think on your feet and speak your mind. Wait, you don't have any other choice. You have to speak your mind because you have to think on your feet. So on that note, let me start the table topic session. Timer, please note the time for each one to speak on any table topic is 1 to 2 minutes. If I'm not wrong, Karunakar, please confirm on that.
You are loud and clear.
Okay, it's 1 to 2 minutes for every speaker. Timer, please note.
Ankit, it is 1 to 5 minutes. 1 to 1.5 minutes.
1 to 1.5 minutes.
Yes,
Thank you so much,
yeah,
Ayappa.
yes.
All right. The first topic is I found a treasure. I found a treasure, and the speaker is Toastmaster Robinson D'Souza.
Thank you
I found
very
a
much.
treasure.
Thank you very much. True, I found a treasure. Can you recall or can you remember what treasure I found? It is our club, Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Yes, I truly believe in it. About 23 years back, when we were in a quandary to do something about public speaking, then 4 of us decided to go after this treasure. Myself, Mr. Claudius Pereira, Siraj Rahman, and Anil Rego joined together and formed this club. Today, I am glad that this club has helped so many persons to overcome the fear of public speaking and proceed in their life. To repeat, this is the greatest treasure in my life I have found. Over to Mr. Ankit.
Thank you so much. Yes, that was indeed true, sir. That it is still a treasure because, you know, the club has helped us all transform ourselves as a speaker. The next topic is practice makes a man perfect, but nobody's perfect. So why practice at all? The topic is practice makes a man perfect, but nobody is perfect. So why practice at all? And the speaker is Toastmaster Alok. Toastmaster Alok.
So if nobody is perfect, I guess you have to become that nobody. And that is the reason why you'd have to practice. That would be my first take on this particular topic, because If it is impossible, you'll have to strive to make it possible. And I think that is the way each of us would want to progress our lives, because like Nikhil said, you can improve 1% every day. And by improving 1% every day, maybe you can reach a position that nobody has reached. And that is where, Ankit, you rightly said, nobody is perfect. So our endeavor, our end goal should always be to figure out how do we reach that position? How do we reach that enviable position that nobody has reached by harnessing our skills, our abilities? And if we have to do that, we have to practice. It is only through practice that we can understand what we can get better at every day. It is only through practice that we get to understand ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses, our motivations. And that is how we need to keep practicing, keep at it, make that practice a habit. I mean, it can be in any sphere of your life, be it sports, be it public speaking, or be it the sales job that you wonderfully do. And each of us need to keep practicing, need to keep getting better at our skills so that we reach where we can get to be nobody. So if nobody is perfect, we need to practice to be that nobody. Back to you, Ankit.
Loved your perspective, Alok. No wonder you're a table topic champion. Next topic is great fathers are promoted to grandfathers. Great fathers are promoted to grandfathers. And you know who the speaker is, right? The speaker is Toastmaster Melvin. Toastmaster Melvin.
I knew when you said grandfather, it had to be me. And I think I read a quote somewhere. You're lucky to be a father, but it's a privilege to be a grandfather. And I truly believe it. Well, talking about parenting and being fathers and grandfathers, it is something that you realize after you become a parent, that how much your parents must have wanted to look after you and cared for you when you were young. When I became a parent and said, how do you feel becoming a parent? I said, now I realize what my parents went through, the amount of love they showered on me when I was a kid. And I can tell you, truly, it is a miracle when you become a parent. Being a father sometimes is, put aside, and mother's given all the importance. But it is up to the father to make the mother's life look even more enviable. So I believe brother to grandfather is something marvelous, and like in my name, mischievous. It is something that you will truly care for the rest of your life. And thank you for this privilege of giving me this opportunity to speak, because not many in our club can afford to say they are a grandfather apart from Robinson D'Souza.
Thank you so much, Melvin. You're certainly the coolest granddad one can ever get.
I think so.
The next topic is, if words were the new drugs, I would be a smuggler. If words were the new drugs, I would be a smuggler. And the speaker is Toastmaster Vijayanand. Toastmaster Vijayanand.
Yes. I believe that the pen is mightier than the sword. That was the latest is, I think a word is mightier than the pen. As a topic master, fellow Toastmasters and guests, in today's world, we're with people who are always saying negative things. 90% of human beings are always saying negative things. But 10% of people in the world I've come across say good things. And we have an outstanding example here, Surekha ma'am, who just spoke. I just wrote down her phrase, make your comebacks stronger than your setbacks. And these words lift people, inspire people. When I was going through a tough phase about 14, 15 years ago, I was very fortunate to have people be it in the Toastmasters fraternity, family, friends, neighbors, who give me inspiring words to believe that I could bounce back, make a comeback. And I urge each one of you on this Zoom call, you have the opportunity to either use words that can harm or words that can heal. And I would strongly recommend, friends, that you go for the latter. Use words that heal, because when you light up someone's life, it's amazing what you're doing. It's much more than what money can do. It's much more than giving them a gift. Because when you use words that would inspire people, that's the biggest gift. So certainly, Ankit, I agree with you. When you have such inspiring, motivating, uplifting words, it's nothing wrong. It's perfectly all right to smuggle them, because no cop in the sun, no law, no court can put you behind bars, because you will raise the bar when you smuggle such words. Back to the table topic master.
Thank you so much, Vijayanand sir, for showering some wisdom on us. That was really very inspiring. The next topic is don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. And the speaker is Toastmaster Sudipto Ghosh. Don't mess with me.
Thank you, Ankit. Yeah, thank you, Ankit, for this eclectic topic. So again, as Ankit said, right, folks, beware. I mean, be very careful. Don't mess with me, because I'm your favorite evaluator, and evaluator can pick words both ways, right? So looking at this topic a little more deeply, Ankit, I mean, not to mess with someone. I mean, where does that come from, right? It's generally, if you look at it, it's about the influence you wield, right? Once you wield that kind of influence, people will be really chary of messing with you. And where does, if you dig even deeper, that influence, how does it come, right? It only comes from, not from some power or position which may be anointed to you. It is from some of the, you know, your abilities and some of your achievements which you build, which over time creates this halo around you, right? And that is when people really say, oh God, there he goes. Should I say something to him? Should I be messing around with him? So that's my take on the topic, Ankit. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we dare not mess with you, sir. You're the best evaluator. You're the favorite evaluator. Yeah, so you never know what kind of evaluation you give if we mess with you. The next topic is life should be a tall tale. Life should be a tall tale. And the speaker is Toastmaster Alan. Life should be a tall tale. Toastmaster Alan.
Yeah. Hi everyone. The life should be a tall tale. I truly believe this. You know, I'm an uncle to some nieces, and you know, it's incredible how when you are a child and you know, you get into fairy tales and make beliefs, it's amazing how much you learn and how much you realize that as you grow old, um, how much you unlearn, and how much reality sets in, that you forget in the impossible, right? Vijay Anand spoke about words, but sometimes the impossible can truly make you believe in the impossible and achieve the impossible. There have been people who have achieved incredible things just by tall tales being done. It's just not, you know, something that is unbelievable. Because I believe that even in our Toastmaster journey, if you look at it, the number of people that have achieved incredible things um, is truly inspiring. So that's what I believe, and I think in the 2 minutes that we have in our table topic, a lot of our Toastmasters can weave up some really tall tales. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alan. Uh, the next topic is lying is an art. Lying is an art. And the speaker is Toastmaster Zareen. Toastmaster Zareen, lying is an art.
Well, I think you have got the wrong person to talk about this topic because I can hardly lie. I'm too naive and I say things out straight in the face. Lying is something which comes very difficult to me. So I agree with you that it is an art. You have to lie with an art. What kind of lie? I wouldn't say lying is an art. I would say how you put across things without it being factually false. You can actually have a lot of white lies and not a lot of black lies. Like in your CV, you put a lot of white lies in your CV, right? Like you must have done something really small. I would say I just wrote a test case, but when I put it in my CV, I will say I improved the application and the whole program by writing innovative test cases as much defect as possible. So now, that is an art to put something as mundane as writing a test case into something which catches the attention of the recruiter or the one who's reading your CV so that he will consider you for your job. Now, that is an art, I would say. Every professional resume I look is an art because at the end of it, at the bottom, it's just everyday things that everybody does, but put up but flowered up and showed in such a way that it catches the attention of the recruiter. So it is an art in itself, especially white lies. So yeah, and there are lies which gets you away from trouble, and people come out with the most innovative lies to get away from trouble. For example, once I was chatting with my friend for a long time, and my dad asked me, "You're supposed to be studying, not chatting." And I said, "No, I was on the internet." So I lied at that time, but that was an outright lie. And to come up with plausible outright lies at the right time is an art. It requires presence of mind, and it is an art. But I would say get away from total black lying, and I prefer, and I'm a follower of honesty is the best policy. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Zareen. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. The next topic is grass is not green on the other side. The grass is never greener on the other side. Grass is always greener where you water it. The grass is not greener on the other side. Grass is always greener where you water it. The speaker is Toastmaster Richard, sir. Richard, sir.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. What our TTM is talking about the comfort zone. We are more safer in our place, and that is especially true in these days of COVID epidemic. Here, if we confine ourselves to our own places, I think most dreadful things can be avoided, and we will be more healthy than going elsewhere and affecting ourselves. And as all of us know, this epidemic is so severe. No, it requires, I heard, about 4.5 lakh for treatment, and that kind of money even insurance company doesn't give. Therefore, this particular topic I think is most relevant for the present day, and it is always, as far as today's theme is concerned, it says that first of all, we have to harness our own efficiencies, our capacities, our capabilities, and we have to strengthen ourselves. Therefore, in every crisis situation, going deep inside ourselves and unearthing our own capabilities will be a best recourse for our development. Over to the table topic master, please.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request the speakers to switch on the webcam when they are speaking, because it's all about public speaking, right? And the public should see you when you're speaking. We have come past the radio era, right? So people can see each other now sitting at different corners. So let's switch on our webcams and speak. That would really make it better to see. Next is a very interesting debate. The debate is between Corona and human. So one of you will act as Corona and speak on behalf of Corona. Of course, it's not you, Coronakar, it's somebody else. And one of you will represent the human beings. So the Corona says, I will stay here because I've come here to stay. And the human says, you have to leave because of these reasons. All right. And the total time limit for this debate is 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The one who will play the human being, who is actually a human being, is Toastmaster Deepika Das Pereira. And the one who will become the Corona for now is Toastmaster Lalit Dhanush. We'll start with the human being, and then the Corona will take over.
Ankit, firstly, thank you for validating that I'm a true human being. So,
and thank you for validating I'm contagious.
Okay. So as a human, currently locked down in my house since March 2020, and the 13th of March, the last day that I stepped out of my house was the day I came to Bangalore Toastmasters Club for the meeting. That was the last day I saw people. That was the last day I met my mother. That was the last day I saw anybody other than my husband and my 2 dogs. And I am sure that is the situation that all of the people sitting here at this meeting today identifies with. So as a human being, I stand here today and say, this virus has taken over our lives. This virus has consumed us. This virus has confined us. This virus has limited us. And as human beings, we were born to be free. In the constitution of every country across the world, the basic fundamental right of a human being is the basic right to freedom. And something as small as a virus has come out from somewhere. I'm not mentioning.
Stop you there, a human, I'll stop you there. Let Corona say something.
Kanna chumma adaradilla. Don't you remember who I am? You can forget your wife's name, but you will never forget my name, darling. 2020 is a fancy number, but I made it fancier. So I'm telling you, you are locked down, but I am locked down inside your human spirit, inside your brain, inside your heart, inside your news channel, inside your mother's brain. You can never take me out. I'm the Rajnikant of all viruses. So human, that's it. Rajnikant doesn't have to say much.
Human, take it over, human.
To the Rajnikant of all viruses, remember that the Rajnikant of all humans, if he ever comes in contact with you, he will squish you like the little bug that you are. Because you may be the Rajnikant of all viruses, he is the Rajnikant of all of humanity. But coming back to the we're all at, as
hello human, listen to me. Even if Rajnikant gets coronavirus, he will change his name to Rajnikant.
Because he cannot get affected by coronavirus. That is why. And
who said so?
Have to go away. But to you, little virus, go back to where you came from, because as a human race, we have survived for millions of years and we will continue to survive, because something as tiny as you cannot obliterate us. Something as tiny as you cannot confine us. We are born to succeed. We are born to grow. You have confined us for 6 months, but that is all. We have the rest of our lives to come out of it, and we will prove to you that human beings are the most superior race. Yes.
So my dear human, you tell me, in a country like India, how is it even possible when there are 35 people standing outside the liquor store, there is more alcohol going inside the body than on the hand? How will they even avoid me from entering their system? That is pretty impossible. Believe me, I will be there for every single day and night of every single human. They will think of me. And guess what? Human beings have started thinking of their second most important part of protection, that is their mask, because of me.
Yeah, that was about it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, human and corona. A lovely debate between the two. The next topic, again, it's a debate. It's a very cool debate between an employee and a boss. This is a situation. The situation is that there was a Zoom meeting that happened, a team meeting, and the employee had been forgetting to switch off his webcam all the time. And every time he comes in the meeting, he is not properly dressed. He forgets to wear his t-shirt, right? And this has happened for 3 times. The boss has given him warning 3 times, and he's still not wearing t-shirt in the online meeting. So the boss has decided to fire this employee. So there'll be a debate between a boss and an employee. The employee will tell why should he not be fired. The boss will say why he should be fired. The boss is Toastmaster Karthik Sitaraman, and the employee is Toastmaster Guru Prasad. Toastmaster Karthik and Toastmaster Guru.
Mr. Guru.
Yeah.
Are you turn on your webcam today?
Toastmaster
right?
Guru Prasad.
Yeah, I'm ready.
At last. How come today you didn't turn on the webcam on time? When we need you to turn off the webcam, you will always be there.
Today because I am having my t-shirt, right? So that's the reason I've just turned on my webcam.
That's the whole point, Guru. Whenever you don't wear, you have to turn off the video cam, and whenever you wear, you have to turn on the video cam, right?
See, it doesn't matter, boss. Like, no, but when you have something like, no, the whether to on the cam or offing the cam doesn't make any sense. The only sense is whether there is a content for the discussion. If the discussion content is there,
Also,
what is the challenge?
I need the team members to be on the team, right? Kamakshi just left it after the blunder that happened day before yesterday. She doesn't want to come to the meeting. She want to do it over a phone call.
See, for small things, why are you getting into it? Yeah, there are so many multiple things, multiple escalations. The world is talking about so many things. Why are you talking about the t-shirt part of it?
You are becoming the escalation, Guru.
Oh yeah.
HR is getting involved, right?
You cannot see. The thing is,
we work from home, but not feel at home. You feel that you are in office. You feel that you are still maintain that basic etiquette, right?
We need a great environment to work, the great energy to work. I feel like no, it is better always to be more relaxed and work. Like no, you get a better output. How can you take a decision of like no taking a call that you want to sack me? Tell me one valid reason, Karthik. See, let us talk about work. Let us talk about something else. How can you talk about this thing? Like no, when we're having so many issues more than.
See, so this is an unprecedented situation that we are in, right? Where everybody is working from home. I understand that people will have their own preferences at home, and we can't maintain that. But we have to maintain a decorum where everybody can work together, and this is the basic of all of it. That dress nicely, wear a shirt. I don't care whether you wear anything.
See, when IT companies are allowing shorts and t-shirts to the office, what is that? I can work the way I want to work from a home. That is a comfort, right? And to have more productivity, more efficiency.
Home and not comfort of wearing anything. Hope
not wearing anything, only just mind wearing without t-shirt.
Last 30 seconds.
Yeah. So I mean, this is something that has to be maintained. A t-shirt would really be welcomed and really be a need of the hour for everyone to work from home. Otherwise, it'll just be a chaos, and it'll not be a great fit for a team to work like that, right? Anything.
No, but for how can you take a decision? See, this you can always tell that you can give me a chance. You can give a kind of an intimation.
You have a chance, and I have ordered a t-shirt for you, so you will get it and you will wear it, and we'll have
stopping it there. Thank you so much. I liked it how Guru said it at the very end. Who are you to decide what I wear at my home? Good one. The next topic and the last topic, since we have a time constraint, this would be the last topic for another Toastmaster. Toastmaster Dolly, this is for you. If you're there. Toastmaster Dolly was here. I had seen her. Yes. The topic for you is size does matter. The topic for you is size does matter.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Well, size does matter. Okay, it depends on what are we talking about. But I don't know, I'm just blank. But yeah, size does matter. I mean, if you have to go and shop for yourself, you will definitely look at what size you're going to pick up. Or, if you're going for a footwear shopping, so for my foot size, I never get any footwear. So I have to first see the size and then choose the design which I want. I cannot go around. So is it time up? Yeah, I guess that's about it. Size does matter in anything that you pick up. Thank you, Ankit.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmasters. I hope all of you enjoyed the table topic session, the first table topic session of the new term. And on that note, this is Ankit Kumar signing off. Thank you for this lovely opportunity.
Insane session. Can we have a round of applause for them, please? Everyone. Woo! Mute and come on.
Hey, Ankit.
Great job, Ankit.
Well done, Ankit. Yeah, superb.
Great job by all the role takers, every speaker, and every table topic participant. Now we have come to the final session. It is the time when the GE is actually going to roast us all the role takers. It is called evaluation. So please put your hands up for Toastmaster Rajdeep Manwani. Dr. Rajdeep, please unmute yourself. You need to unmute yourself, Dr. Rajdeep. You're not audible.
Can the host unmute him?
Yeah, I will do it.
Mute me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you're audible.
Okay. Am I audible now? Right?
Yes.
Visible? No.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Karnakar. There was this man who was asking his son, what is 2 multiplied by 8? And the son smiled and said, Daddy, it's 14. The man was very happy. He took out a chocolate from his pocket and he gave it to you. Well done, son. The neighbor who was sitting over there said, what's wrong with you? 2 multiplied by 8, anybody knows, even if you're a non-math student, you will know that it's 16. And he said it was 14, and even then you gave him the chocolate. The man said, no. 3 days before, when I asked him the same question, he told 12. Yesterday it was 13. Today it's 14. He's improving. He'll soon reach with 16. So I'm giving him for brownie points for improvement. And I think so all improvement begins in small ways. I remember there was this girl in my college. Her name was Swati. She got a job in ENY as a tax consultant immediately after her BCom. And immediately after that, she joined the firm, and I didn't see her for some time. And then in the alumni meet after 1 year, I met her and I said, Swati, how's the job in ENY? She told, sir, the job sucks. It's horrible. The boss is very, very strict. The timings are way beyond what I can think. I can't even have a proper time to speak to my colleagues. And then I said, is there nothing good about the job? She said, I don't know, sir. I don't think so there's anything good about the job. Then I said, why don't you leave? She said, no, sir, I don't think so. I'll get another job. I said, but there must be something good about this job. Did you get your salary paid on time? She said, yes, sir. They credited exactly on 31st. I said, do they have those meals which they give you free during lunchtime? She said, yes, sir. I said, Swati, if you can do one thing, for the next some time, just write down 3 good things which you find about your job every day. And it's a promise. She said, sir, since you're telling me, I'll do it. I met Swati after 6 months in an exhibition. And I asked her, Swati, how's the job in ENY? She said, you don't know, sir, how much they have changed. And it wasn't those people who had changed. It had Swati who had changed. The improvement in the job was because she had started seeing things in a different manner. So that's why improvement always begins with I. And for this first meeting, we had the first role taker of the day, Priyanka, who took over the session in grand style. She was extremely excited and she started off with a huge bang. She did a brilliant job in introducing the theme in 3 or 4 lines, and then she introduced the president in a very, very vocal manner. So for the enthusiasm and the way in which she started off the meeting, you can give her a big round of applause wherever you are. Keep it up, Priyanka. Just one small improvement, Priyanka. I think so, since you memorized your speech, you had a little bit of hesitation while
hi, Gomes. I'm good. How are you? All okay?
Yeah. Are they telling Priyanka is okay or am I okay?
No, I heard. Yes, sir.
Okay, Priyanka, you're okay, right? Yeah. Okay. I hope you're okay. It didn't happen.
Yes, sir. I guess somebody else, yeah.
Okay, never mind, Priyanka. You were pretty okay today. So you did a good job. Since you memorized your speech and it was in the occasion took over, it's the first meeting, I think so you just hesitated a little bit while introducing the president. So just keep that a little bit in mind. Small improvements will make you better. And I know as the term progresses, you'll do much, much better. You have improved a lot as a speaker and you'll keep improving. So give another big round of applause for Priyanka. Priyanka, you can applaud yourself. Very good.
Thank you.
Then we had the president. The president was giving his first address and he started off with his story. What a challenge, what a life. And from where he was to where he's come, he showed what improvement is all about. So Ayyappa is a symbol of what improvement can be, from a person who was diffident, from a person who could not speak well, to where he's reached right now. So Ayyappa, a great opening address. I think so you did a fantastic job. Just a few suggestions for you, Ayyappa. I don't know if the gavel is still around. Ayyappa, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Did you have the gavel in your hand?
No, I don't have. Yes.
Yeah. So try and get the gavel somehow and create the atmosphere of a real meeting. Say, we welcome you to BTMC meeting number 1224. You didn't mention that. And also do one more small thing. When you're telling there are a lot of guests, just pick out a few guests and tell them, this is BTMC, one of the oldest club. Can you all just speak for 1 minute, tell one line, just 2 or 3 of them. Don't do it long. Then the whole meeting will go in that only, correct?
Sure,
so
sir.
Just pick out a few guests so that they also feel wanted. And also, if you want some people, because this online thing is going to go on for a long time and you need people who join, etc., just get them in touch. This is my committee. So they'll all show their videos. This is my committee. And we will give you the details of these people. So just get that camaraderie in, the team spirit in. Otherwise, I think so, Ayyappa, you did a fantastic job. So please give Ayyappa a big round of applause. Fantastic job. Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent. After that, we had the Toastmaster of the day, Karnakar, with his booming voice. I've always wondered, does Karnakar sound like Amitabh Bachchan or does he sound like John Abraham, with his big voice which comes, "Hi, I'm Karnakar." Wonderful, isn't it? He rolls his R's, "I'm Karnakar." Okay. And the R's come out very prominently. And the best part of Karnakar is, though he speaks in such a Western accent, when you ring him up, his ringtone will always be "Mere Desh Ki Dharti" and very, very patriotic ringtones. Okay. So he is a man with the artificial background. Okay. As he showed, virtual background. But a wonderful job, Karnakar. I think so. You started off, you gave a different twist to the word improvement, where you were confined to one small place and then you went on. Correct? I hadn't thought that improvement can be this, that you go from one level to the other level. And I think so, you gave a different twist. I think so, the way you think differently is what sets you apart. I think so, you introduced the participants really well. You did a fantastic job with that. One small correction, if I were to tell you, Karnakar, is as a Toastmaster of the day, you have to link every speaker with the next speaker. So, and that's what I thought was a little lacking. So if, let's say, Hamdan finishes his speech and he says, he speaks about cartoon. So you can go on to say, the next speaker is not a cartoon, but a serious secretary of our club, correct or no? And go on to say Mahesh Shankar. So when Mahesh Shankar finishes his speech, if he says, a person who's both innovative and affiliating is the next Toastmaster, Nikhil Singhal. So like that, if you can link the people rather than going straight away into their introductions, it creates a continuity in your Toastmaster spirit. So do that. And also when you start off the address, when you started off, okay, I'm going to take a different take on improvement. You could have started off, welcome all of y'all, fantastic to see so many of y'all, 65 of y'all and all, and then start off with a theme. So that gives a different perspective to your Toastmasters. But again, a very good job, very clear, great voice, and a fantastic introduction. So please give Karnakar a big round of applause. Great job done, Karnakar.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next, we had the first speaker of the day. I didn't know anti-China sentiment is going so much that it's going to become pro-Japan. So we had Hamdan, who gave a pro-Japanese cartoon speech. And to introduce him, you have Srini Babu, correct or no? So Srini Babu, the area director and the past president of Microsoft Toastmasters. Srini Babu, you can take over.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Good evening, Rising Toastmasters and brilliant guests. My target speaker, Hamdan in particular. What an interesting topic you chosen. Even though it is your second speech, there are so many things stood outstanding. First of all, you are very well dressed and very confident. And the way you are asking questions to attract the audience, and throughout the journey of your speech, there is an insightful knowledge. I don't know this 75,000 mega series for manga, and people are using as a statues and landmarks for the cartoons, and there are billion business for multiple business up there, and it is moving to the Western world. And ending, you made us as a animation producer directors when you are going to start your next movie. So if you look at your speech, it is a full power pack starting to ending. I loved it. And how can we make this good speech to the great speech? I have few suggestions in my. First thing is, since we are in online, your camera position is very mandatory. Why? Because completely it is showing your ceiling. I suggest you fit at your eye level, or you looks like at least you should look like a news reader. Then it will be so attractive to the audience. And second thing, you have to practice pauses. Okay, so if you look at the way you ask, I'm not able to digest. It is like coming Ramban one by one. It is coming back to back. Okay, little slow down until it digests audience mind. And third thing, you are starting. You are very confident. We need little practice at the ending. Even I have same problem. I read the speech. First 60% I'm very confident because I practiced it so many times. Last, again, I will start from first, right? In that case, last 40% we will get very less time and less practice. In that case, better to divide 4 segments and jumbling. If you start from last part also, you should be same confident. Let's take third part, let's take second part, then fourth part, first part. These 4 parts, you should be very confident wherever you start, wherever you end. That is one suggestion from my side. And third thing is, this cartoon created so much impact on the kids' life. You would have touched little information about that. But all in all, I liked the way you presented. Just in a summary, you have very good structure, very interaction with the audience, just little practice with good pauses and complete practice in jumbling way will be more helpful. On my side. Over to you, G.
Thank you so much, Srini Babu, for a good speech and a good evaluation. We need to give them a good round of applause. I think so, Hamdan, what Srini Babu said was very true. A very free-flowing speech, and sometimes when the free flow is too much, it can cause indigestion, and I don't know what to tell when a free flow happens when you're in the toilet, but leave that. That's another thing. It's a family show, correct? So you have to be a little careful in organizing your speech, Hamdan, next time. Just split it into parts and say, this is what I'm going to talk about the history. This is what I'm going to talk about the way in which it's impacted lives, and that will make it a much better speech. But otherwise, a good evaluation and a good speech, Hamdan, keep it up. Next, we had a person who organized fun fairs when he was young. I hope he's going to do that once the lockdown is over as the secretary of the club, Mahesh Shankar. And let's call upon Mahesh Shankar's evaluator to take over, please.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guest, and my dear friend, Toastmaster Mahesh. Am I a born leader? That was the title of your speech. And believe me, Mahesh, you proved it right by opening your speech with a question where you got all this audience attention. And point number 2, you shared your childhood 2 incidents in your fun fair as well as with your cousins, where you explained us about the innovative leadership style. Toastmaster Mahesh, here your first purpose or the first objective of your speech is fulfilled as to identify the primary leadership style. 10 upon 10 for you. Further, you move to explain about another leadership style, which was affiliative leadership style. I liked the way you explained both verbally as well as with the slides. You made us very clear what is affiliative leadership style. I also liked the confidence in you because we could see that you have prepared very well. You stood up and spoke, and there how I could see your body language. I liked the clarity in your speech. And at the end, you summarized by saying, it is up to us to embark on our leadership style. When I liked all these points, Toastmaster Mahesh, to take this speech another level, I have few suggestions where I observed and I would share with you now. I felt your energy was little low. If you had put more energy while delivering your speech, it would have been fantastic, because this was your own story and there were many places where you could tell with your assertiveness, with your leadership style, where you could have brought out your real leader when you conducted the fun fair, where everybody enjoyed, where your office people were happy, where your team was happy. Second point, I did not see the joy or the feeling of happiness, where I felt the lack of facial expression when you told your friends were very happy, or your colleagues or your team were very happy with you. Toastmaster Mahesh, to summarize, your speech was great about leadership with your own examples. Orally you said, again you showed us the slide, and I conclude saying that only 2 suggestions where you should have more energy, more liveliness, and with high spirit. Good luck to your second project in a level 2. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Teresa. I forgot to introduce Teresa. Teresa is an amazing Toastmaster, 3 clubs, and she's going to take over as the president of Talk Magic Toastmasters tomorrow. So a true leader, great evaluator. And Teresa, you should not blame Mahesh Shankar. He's the chief financial officer. So in Corona crisis, all the energy is gone, all the laughter is gone. He has to manage the funds and pay the salaries. So that's what the problem is, correct or no? But anyway, Mahesh Shankar's, I think so his natural style is that he's a little serious and he's a little there. So Mahesh Shankar, I think so, you stick to your style. You have that very plain and very straightforward style. So I think so you did a fantastic job. I know some people are like that, you know, so be yourself. You don't have to be somebody else to prove to others. But as she said, if you can bring in a little more energy and smile a little bit, that will add a new dimension to your personality. So very good job, both of them. Give them a big round of applause. Next, we had the man who believes in 1% improvement, Nikhil Singhal. And there's a man who's going to evaluate him, who does 100% justice to whatever he does, an engineer from Kozhikode, a fantastic human being, Shaji. Shaji, are you there? Yeah.
Yep. I'm audible?
Yeah, please. Go ahead, Shaji.
General Evaluator, Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Nikhil Singhal in particular. Nikhil gave a speech on leadership development. Nikhil, this was a wonderful speech. You did an excellent job today. The way you started off with a story, it caught attention of each and every one of us. And especially the story was more related to sports. And we always expect a kind of a climax and everybody glued to your speech. And you took it in that spirit. It came to that climax where your hero, Dave, made that 1% improvement and finally got the success. You organized the speech so well that after that you linked it with your own style and given some examples. So it was going very flawlessly. We never felt like, okay, this speech is going too long. It was more like a storytelling. It was so effortless. Now, if you want, when you want to make it effortless, you would have put a lot of effort in practicing that. And I have to point out this thing, that you were the only one who write down, these are the points I wanted the evaluator to focus on my speech. So you specifically asked for a vocal variety and the speed of your speech. I think compared to last speech, you have considerably improved. I think you have taken a lot of attention to that and slow down your speech. It was, I would say it was at optimum speed. We could easily make out what you are talking. Now, if I have to point out something which you could have improved or you would have taken care in the next speech, 2 things I would suggest you. One was on the vocal variety, which you asked me to focus on. So you could have actually, of course, you reduced the speed. It was pretty comfortable listening to that, but you would have used a vocal variety a little bit more. For example, when we were talking about the theme of Dave saying, okay, we are giving 100%. We are already giving 100%. So we could have said that, okay, that already could have stressed upon. Or when you actually won the championship, you could have given a little bit more energy to that and said, he became the champion in 2013. So this kind of small improvement you could have taken care. But one important thing which I wanted you to take care is to be aware of your audience. In a real meeting, you can actually seeing their faces, but in this kind of meeting, it's a little difficult. But what was particularly noticed by most of us was that you forgot to show your slides. You beautifully made the slides, but you forgot to change the slides. So we could only see that 1% slide, but of course that was the most important part of your speech. That was very good. But if you could have done that also, it would have been a much better speech. I'm sure you will do that in the coming speeches. All the best to you for coming speeches.
Thank you. Thank you, Shaji, for that wonderful evaluation. You pinpointed what he wanted to learn. In fact, I'm becoming a big fan of Nikhil now. You know, whatever speeches he gives me, I try and apply it in my life. Last time he spoke about intermittent fasting. I've started intermittent fasting for 2 days a week. Nikhil, I'm going to get in touch with you very soon. He spoke about Happy Money and Ken Honda, and I thought that was very profound, one of your earlier speeches. So brilliant job done, Nikhil. I think so. You given very, very good insights about human behavior and human life, and I'm very impressed about it. And I don't know, Nikhil, did you have a complete slideshow or was it only one slide?
No, there was actually, but I think I missed
So I think Shaji is very clear, very, very observant. Good job, Shaji. So an excellent job.
Thank you very much, sir.
You know, and both of you all have done a fantastic job. So please give them a big round of applause. An excellent. And last but not the least, we had the lady with the golden communication style, Surekha, and she's being evaluated by one of the golden leaders of our district, the district PR manager, the division director, and so many other leadership positions, Prakash Tamankar.
Thank you, Dr. Rajdeep. Understanding the communication style is something that Toastmaster Surekha, you not only excelled in, you made it something so effortless that I was in awe of what you were saying. What I particularly liked was the simple way of relating stories. You are an innovative master storyteller, and I must acknowledge the way you brought clarity in what you wanted to say. The leadership style of yours, which is initiating and supporting, we found in the multiple stories that you brought in, whether it was a conversation with your granddaughter or with one of your, whether it was while counseling Virat. What I also liked was the way you used the words very effectively, whether it was pain and powerless or courage and confidence. Those choice of words left me connected yet looking for more. You were extremely comfortable on stage and were delivering it with so much ease. I was wondering, is she really giving a speech or is she just conversing with me? You held the interest throughout and made it interesting for me as an audience. If I were to offer you a suggestion, it would be to bring the topic or your title somewhere in your speech. It will be nitpicking, but that would have left me connected with what you wanted to really say. At some parts in your speech, I felt you were a little stressed. I do not know why. Relaxing a little before your speech might take the speech to the next level. Your gestures I liked a lot because in spite of being restricted because of the online mechanism, you are still using your hand gestures and facial gestures very, very effectively. For being so clear with words, making sure that we not only heard the voice, but also the variety of it when you put the voice of your granddaughter in front of us, with your straight, focused eye contact, and making sure that you were not only comfortable, but we were comfortable listening to you. I look forward to you being a little more comfortable by relaxing before you give your speech and using your title more effectively within your speech. Look forward to more speeches from you, Toastmaster Surekha. Back to you, General Evaluator, Dr. Rajdeep.
Thank you, Prakash.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank
making Surekha a little more comfortable. But
Thank you.
Surekha, I think they did a fantastic job. It was there were poetry in this, buddies and baddies, and a fantastic way of telling a story. So I think so we've all become your fans, not only of what you cook, but also what you speak. So I thought I'll tell you a small poem for you. Your communication style is like cashew and almond. No wonder you are BTMC's diamond. Okay, so
Thank you.
you are amazing, Surekha. So we are actually privileged to have listened to you, and
Thank
it
you,
was
Rashdeep.
brilliant.
Thank you
Your
so much.
communication
Thank
style, as we said, look out for improvements that you have to make. After
Yes, I
this, we
will.
had the table topic session. Good job, Surekha. And
Thank you so much.
yeah. And I also found out one thing. Surekha keeps encouraging every participant after they have spoken. So come on, fantastic, great. We need a cheerleader like you. And we had the table topics session, which was conducted by Ankit. And you should know that Ankit is conducting this session from Jamshedpur. So he traveled. I don't know, when did you go, Ankit, to Jamshedpur? Day before yesterday? Yesterday.
Yeah,
Ankit?
I reached here day before yesterday.
Yeah, he reached here day before
Day
yesterday.
before yesterday.
And and now he's conducting the session. So all that, the heat of the political wave, the corona wave in Bihar and Jharkhand has got into his brain. So he gave very naughty topics, very interesting topics. He conducted a debate. So he mixed it all up brilliantly. He started off with a simple topic, and he knew he can't mess up with the founder of the club. So he gave a very simple topic to Robinson, sir. After that, it got progressively tougher and tougher. Brilliant job, Ankit. You're learning politics the right way with Nitish Kumar, isn't it? So he got tougher and tougher. He was the topics, the debates were very good. And I always feel table topics is what brings out the personality. So you came to know different personalities. Alok wants to be a perfect nobody. Then Melvin wants to erase all the mistakes he made as a father when he becomes a grandfather. So he said that, oh my God, this, that. And he thinks he's a cool guy, but we think he's a hot guy. Then we saw the corona versus the human being, and Deepika with so much pain, she's saying, I've been confined from March 14th with my husband and 2 dogs. I don't know whether it was the husband she's worried about or the 2 dogs she's worried about. But anyway, we'll send this video recording to your husband, Deepika. But Guru said his productivity increases when he removes his shirt. I don't know what he was meaning by that. It was unbelievable. My productivity is increased, efficiency is increased. I don't know what he removed, only shirt or something else. But anyway, good job, Guru. And the most amazing thing was when Ankit told Dolly, size does matter, and she didn't reply for 2 minutes. She kept laughing. I don't know what she's watching. I don't know. There are some videos which have gone viral in this pandemic, and it's increased. I think so. Dolly was stuck with the topic. Ankit, you're a very naughty guy. Amazing. What table topics. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So for a good table topic session, please give Ankit a big round of applause. Big round of applause.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Now comes the chance for my 4 pillars. So let's start off with Maitresh, who was the timekeeper.
Yeah, the meeting started on time at 6:30, and all the speeches were on time. And while coming to the table topics, only Zareen exceeded by 11 seconds.
That is because she told a lot of lies. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, everything was on time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very good. Yeah. Excellent. Let's go on to the R counter, Venkat.
Hi everyone. So I'm here to present my report. To start with the speaker one, Hamdan. He used words bell 5 times, repeated words 4 times, 6 times, and filler word twice. Mahesh Shankar used short pause once, and then he used 3 times filler word. Nikhil repeated words twice, and short pause was 1, and Surika repeated words twice. And coming to the evaluator, Srini Babu, he used a filler word 16 times, and he repeated the word once. Teresa repeated the word once. Shaji, filler words are 4 times, and actually he used 2 times and 2 times repeated words. Prakash used 3 times and repeated word once. Coming back to President, used a filler word thrice, so he used touch word once. Timur Karunakar was flawless. Sa Priyanka, she used the repeated word 7 times, and there was 1 pause there. And table topic master used filler word once. Yeah, that's my report. Thank
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Venkat, for the detailed report. For a grammarian, Shabri, very quickly. Shabri Shankar, the grammarian.
Shabri Shankar, you're on mute.
Shabri.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There were a few words that were really making me jump for joy. Those were knew all the nuances, pinnacle of Toastmasters journey, emotional blister to emotional booster, gravitational pull, soft and sweet, comebacks turning to setbacks. There were a few words and few usages that really made me go, those were, the word is pronounced as genre, not as genre. Leadership, when we were as a kid, instead of that, we could have used leadership when we were children. There was an instance where it was mentioned gets organized, it was get organized. There was no major change. Instead of that, we could probably use there were no major changes. Apart from that, the word of the day was innovative for today. There were multiple people who used it a lot of times, so I have no complaints there. Thank you.
I liked your innovative way of addressing what made you jump for joy and very good. Okay, now we have the listener. Varsha, you'll have to make it really quick.
Yes, sir. Okay, we'll go back to the history first. The history of anime goes back to this century. A16, B12, C20.
20.
Okay, that's the right answer. So let's go to the takeaways. Mr. Mahesh explained two significant styles of leadership, and which are they?
Creative and innovative leadership.
Absolutely correct. The next one, yeah. So know your role takers better. So there is somebody who wants to become nobody because nobody is perfect. Who's that?
Alok Simha.
Hello.
Right. That's the right answer. Make your comeback stronger than your setbacks. Somebody quoted this for the second time, and who's that?
Grammarian.
Vijayanand. Yes,
Vijayanand.
Vijayanand is the right answer. So time for some general knowledge. Robinson sir quoted 4 founders of this club, and who are they?
Claudius Pereira, Robinson D'Souza, Sirajur Rahman, and Peter Anil Rego.
Absolutely correct. And final one, Ankit conducted table topics from the largest city in Jharkhand, and which is that city?
Jamshedpur.
Absolutely right. And back to you, Rajdeep sir.
Thank you so much, Varsha, for that listener's role. There was this very famous hunter from India called Jim Corbett, and he used to narrate a very interesting story. You know, when he was in his days, he used to say there was once a Royal Bengal tiger who was crouching, correct? And
sir, sorry to trouble you. And just can you please share the voting code? It is 1945.
Okay, you shared it, no? Correct. 1945. Please vote,
Yes.
all you guys.
Yes.
Please vote 1945, 1945, correct?
Yes.
This is pre-independence, okay? Okay. Jim Corbett. So I'll complete my story about Jim Corbett. All of you all cast your votes and listen. So Jim Corbett used to say there was this Royal Bengal tiger, and that Royal Bengal tiger was there, and Jim Corbett noticed him very, very late. And what did he do? He fired at the Bengal tiger, but he missed the shot. And as he missed the shot, the tiger pounced on him. But since he was very close, the tiger sprung and it jumped over Jim Corbett, and Jim Corbett escaped. So Jim Corbett said, I had to improve. So what he did is the next day he went to his ranch, which was nearing the jungle, and he started practicing these shots at a short distance. And he soon heard a rustle in the branches nearby. And he used to say, you know what I saw? I saw the Bengal tiger practicing short jumps. He said, if animals can think of improvement, then why not human beings? So with that small lesson from Jim Corbett, if animals can think, the tiger was practicing short jumps so that he doesn't miss his prey the next time. Why can't human beings? So with that eye for improvement, I would like to thank the committee, Ayyappa, Srijit, for giving me this golden opportunity. One small suggestion for next time, Ayyappa, think over it with your committee. Since we go overboard most of the times, if you can think whether we really need a listener next time, because we started this very recently, and sometimes it may take those 3 or 4 minutes, which may extend the meeting a little longer. Just think over it. But otherwise, a fantastic meeting. We had a brilliant start to this session. So please give the committee a big round of applause. and I hand it back to the MC, Karnakar. Karnakar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajdeep. Great job done by the evaluators and all the role takers. Please give a big round of applause for them. You can unmute and give a big round of applause for them. Thank you so much. Like everything, even my role has come to an end. Thank you so much, the committee. Just a last message to you all. Be willing to be a beginner every single time. And I'm sure you'll have miles to conquer. And you all are doing a terrific job already. Thank you so much. Over to the President Ayyappa.
Thank you so much, Karunakar. I'll give all just 30 seconds to complete your voting. So thank you all. Role takers, fantastic job done. So we have, before they complete their voting, I'll just request any of one guest to share their experience. Yes, anybody is there?
Hi everyone, this is Bishwajit.
Hi Bishwajit.
Yeah, I'm currently based out of Bangalore and I work for one of the big four consulting firms. So I thought that I could improve my communication skills. So that's why I reached out to the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. And this has been a great opportunity as well as learning experience attending to today's session and looking forward to more such sessions going ahead.
Thank you, Bishwajit.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Hope all completed your voting. Yes, we have many guests and there were around close to 75 participants to start with the meeting. Thank you so much for everybody. And to announce the results, I request all award winners to leave your email ID in the chat window. We have something special coming to you. Priyanka, it is ready.
1 second, Ayyappa, I'll just share it.
Yes, yes. So I'll give one more chance to Achyuta Kaushik to share your experience in today's meeting. Mr. Achyuta, you're there? Ananya?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Today it was my first session, so it was a great experience for me. So myself, as you all can see, myself, Ananya Ghosh, I am working currently in Airbus. So I was pretty much interested in Toastmaster because I wanted to improve my public speaking skill and my public communication skill as well. So I just wanted to thank all of you, everyone, and it was a great experience for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananya.
Yeah, Ayyappa, I'm ready. I'm just messaging you the details. Or shall I directly share the...
No, sir, message it here actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So I request all of you to unmute yourself and applaud the winners once all the winners' name has been announced.
Yay. Sorry.
Yeah. We're running late, sorry. So let me start with the best amongst the tag team. Okay. The best among the tag team goes to Toastmaster Shabri.
Oh,
yes. Oh, great job, Shabri.
Best role taker goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Rajdeep Panwani.
Oh, great, Rajdeep. Congratulations, Rajdeep.
Superman forever.
Yes.
Best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Lalit.
Corona, go!
Corona!
Go, Corona!
You are contagious.
Jai Corona.
Best speaker goes to Toastmaster Sureka.
Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you.
Priyanka.
Yeah.
Evaluator.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
You can announce it, Priyanka. First.
Yeah, best evaluator goes to our newly distinguished Toastmaster Prakash.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh. Congrats.
Thank you. Congratulations all, and have a very good night. Have a good weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ayappa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.